Welcome back, hustlers. On today's video or today's episode, what we're going to be looking at is what type of business do you want to start, right? Now, if you haven't watched the previous video, please do so because it does start with you as the entrepreneur, as the core of the actual business. So please go watch the previous video to help you get in the right mindset to start your journey with your small business and to, develop yourself even more as well. So in this video, what type of business do you want to open up? Now, essentially, it comes down to two circles, right? Or the two worlds. What it is that you like and what can you make money off? Now, where these two circles overlap is where you need to come into consideration, where you need to come into play. So what it is that you like and what can you make money off, right? So what you'll do is make a little list of all the things that you like and that you actually enjoy. Because as an entrepreneur, you don't want to be doing something that you don't like, right? It's something that you do like, that you are somewhat interested in, because that is what's going to keep you going in this business journey, right? So make a list of all the things you might like. So it might be that you like drinking coffee, you like food, you like online shopping, you like cars, bicycles, whatever it might be, right? And then make a circle of what you can make money off, right? So what you're good at, what your skills are, right? So I'm good at sales, I'm good at marketing, I'm good at teaching, I'm good at developing, all the list of what it is that you can do to make money off that product or to make money off that service, right? So you need to have a whole list of all those interactions. Now, the different types of businesses out there, you could always go to your yellow pages or go to your business directory and just have a quick glance of it, right? And say, can I do that? Would I be happy doing that? And can I make money off doing that, right? So just go over those couple of questions. Now, what you'll need to do is once you have your list of a list of businesses, you have to narrow it down to two, right? Narrow it down to 2 or 3, because that's more productive and it makes you really think. Okay, once you've narrowed down to 2 or 3, what I really want you to think about is whether do you want to go through the online means of opening up this business, or do you want to go through the traditional means of opening up this business? Do you want to go through the social media platforms, or do you want to just go for the traditional means of, bricks and mortar, actual physical shop? Now, you can do a blended of both, and there's nothing stopping you from doing a blended of both. But again, what we want to do is you minimize the amount of things that you need to do right from the get-go, right? So we want to keep it to a minimum. And I know it's a bit hard for people to think that way, but you want to start off step by step and build, right? What you don't want to do is you don't want to jump from the first level all the way over to the 5th or the 6th or the 7th level, right? Because you're just going to fall and you're going to hurt yourself, right? So we want to go step by step and keep building on that business over and over, okay? So always keep that in mind. Now, if you do want to go through the online means, just understand a couple of things here. One, it's fairly cheap to actually open up, and I'm going to put some resources in the description of different platforms that you can actually go to open up websites or social media accounts and stuff like that to actually start promoting your business or your idea that you might have. Now, again, as I said, it's fairly cheap to open, but there's a lot of competitors. There's a lot of competitors on the online platform because keep in mind, you are competing against the world, essentially. Now, you might think that you have a very, specific niche or something that other people have not done before. Reality is that before you even get it out there, there's probably someone out there who's already trialed it, who's actually put it in production. All right. So you are competing against the world here. If you want to go through the traditional means, look, it's going to be costly at first. It's going to be really, really costly at first. But because it's costly at first, you've got fewer competitors if you were smart enough to put it in a geographic location where you don't have that much competitors. Or if you put it in a location where, your business complements other businesses around it, right? So for example, it might be, there's a lot of, takeaway shops, and you have a bag service, for example, you're just selling paper bags to them. It complements their business, that you will make money off that because of your geographic location. All right. So again, for this example, what we're going to do is we're going to use a coffee shop as an example, just for the traditional means, and we're going to use custom tees, so custom t-shirts for the online platform to see how we can develop this, how we can register this, how can we move these things forward. Okay, so once you've determined which path you want to go down, whether you want to go online or you want to go the traditional means, once you've determined that, actually do your research. Okay, and I know some of these people don't like this idea of actually doing some legwork, because I'm telling you right now, anything in life that's easy is not worth having. All right, it's not going to be easy. You need to do your research. You need to understand what your competitors are actually doing. You need to understand what the market wants. You need to understand what your consumer base potentially might want. So do your research. So in the examples of a coffee shop, right, go out there, go to local coffee shops, look at their business and think of ways where you might be able to improve that service or improve that product that's been offered to the consumer. Now, if you're thinking of an online shop, right, again, for online custom tees, for example, the example that we're working with at the moment, maybe go and actually look at all the different types of custom tees that are out there, what their service times might be, how quickly can they build that custom tee, or what quality material are they using, what press they might be using. So actually do your research before you jump in. Otherwise, you're going to be what we call the headless chicken. You're going to just be throwing money at an endless pit, and it's not going to pay off, right? So do your research before you go in, at least for your own safety, mental safety. Try to understand 60 to 70% of the business. Now, you're not going to understand everything going into this business. That's fine. But if you've got a good understanding, a good grasp of it, not the things that come along with the small business or with online business, traditional means, whatever it might be, might not be that scary anymore. It might not be that daunting anymore, because you've got that plan. Okay, so now let's just say, for example, you've got your business type and your business idea, and you know what you want to do. You want to go the traditional means, or you want to go the online means, whatever it might be. You've got an idea and you know what you want to do. Now, how do you actually get started? Well, the first things first, you need to get registered in order to have a business within Australia. Now, I'm pretty sure it's pretty much the same across the world. You need to get registered with your local governments. For Australian people, and I'm sorry, I can only comment on Australian business startups at the moment, is that the best thing you can do is just go to an accountant. It legit takes only $50 and they'll get you registered. And if you want GST as well, now GST is not a requirement right from the get-go. It's only when you make more than 75,000 currently. So if you forecast to make more than 75,000 a year, then you register for GST, but you don't have to if you don't want to, because if you're going to making less than that in the first year, there's no need to actually do it. So get registered, get your insurance if needs be as well. So for my traditional business owners, you also need insurance, okay? And I would highly recommend that you go see a lawyer for disclaimers or anything else that you might need to come across when it comes to opening up businesses, both online and the traditional means. Okay, now you've registered your business, right? What's next? Well, the fun part, the logos, the creativity aspect comes into the business. Now, when you want to create a logo, there is so many paths out there for you guys to actually open up and create your own logo. Now, if you've got something in your own, like you got something in your head and you know what you want and you can do it yourself, perfect, go for it. If you don't know and you're sort of, iffing and umming about, your logo, your business name and all that stuff, well, there is so many different resources that you can use. Just Google, logo generator, or Google business name generator, and it'll generate the names for you, right? So it's not that sort of difficult in that aspect, and you can just go with it as you play along. Now, registering the name of the business within Australia can prove a bit difficult at first as well, because you need to find a name that has not been taken, and you need a name that the domain has not been taken. Because if you registered the name within Australia as a business owner, the domain might be taken worldwide, right? So you need to understand whether the logo and the name impedes anything. So that's and then once you've got that going, it's then pretty much a tiny bit of an uphill journey for you all right? And we need to get over that little hump or a little hill. So you've registered your business, you've created your logo, you've created your name. Now it comes down to, you need to ask yourself a couple of questions about your own business, right? What is your business fulfilling? What need is it fulfilling? How do I make my business stand out from the pack, right? It does not matter how tailored your service is going to be. There is always going to be competitors. So you need to figure out, how do I as a business owner, stand out from the pack. Okay, there's two things I really want you to focus on when after you've done your registration and your logos and all the paperwork side of things. That is, one, what am I fulfilling? What's the actual need that I'm fulfilling? And two, what emotional need am I fulfilling? Okay, so I'll give you some examples, like McDonald's, right? They were fulfilling a product need of the local area at the time. There was not a lot of fast food joints, and they made their own. All right, that's the actual need. It's feeding the people out there. That's the need. The emotional need is that they were making people happy through their food, right? That's what they called it, the Happy Meal, right? And they gave us a toy as a kids, and that made us even more emotionally attached to the organization, right? So you need to figure out what is the actual need I'm fulfilling in the market, and what's the emotional need that I need to fulfill in the market in order for my business to be successful. All right. So let's use a coffee shop as an example. So the physical or the actual, actual need that you're fulfilling within the market is that you are servicing and you're giving people coffee in a location that might not have coffee to sell. Or you're giving people refreshments in a location where finding refreshments might be a bit hard. Now, the emotional needs side of things is you need to figure out, how do I tailor, or how do I get the emotional connection with my consumer? Now, a little tip from myself, you could always put personalized messages on the coffee cups, or if anyone offers anyone buys a large coffee, give them a free cookie. You've got loyalty cards as well, so buy 10 coffees, the 11th one is for free, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of little marketing tips like that out there to keep your consumers emotionally attached to your business, right? Because in this day and age, you can find anything you need anywhere at any time, right? That is the day and age we live in. But if you build that emotional connection with your consumer base, they are 9 out of 10 times more likely to come back to you, right? And on top of that, to recommend their friends and their families to your organization or to your business as well. Right? Now, if you're going to go through the online means like the custom teas, now again, the actual need you're fulfilling is people might need customized teas to be sent out to them for birthdays, for stag do's, whatever it might be, for a gag gift, whatever it might be. You might be making those teas for them. All right, so that's the actual need that you're fulfilling. But the emotional need, what are you fulfilling emotionally here? All right. Now, a lot of the people, if you look into the market out there, they focus on luxury. Emotional need is, hey, if you buy this product emotionally, you're gonna feel more fulfilled, or you might think that you're better than some other people, like people who buy designer brands. It gives them a sense of prestigeness, right? It's that emotional connection that you're trying to build. So if you are making custom teas and it's a gag gift, well, you're emotionally making your customers happy, right? So you need to tailor it towards that. Okay, you need to change your business towards that. And that sort of becomes a part of your business development plan as well. Now, as always, I want you to remember, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon, okay? Now, again, just keep going and watch that previous episode, and that keep going aspect comes with your mindset. So yeah, it generally helps if you watch the previous video. Now again, all right, so now you've registered your business, you've created your logo, you've created your website, you've made your business name, you've registered with the local authorities, and you have registered both your name and your business. Okay, now we said focus on your consumer base. Okay, what's the actual need you're fulfilling, and what is the emotional need you're fulfilling? Please focus on both. Do not focus on just the one over the other, because as a result, what's going to happen is that you're going to come halfway. You're only doing 50% of the job. Now, once you do feel both the actual need of the consumer and the emotional need of the consumer, what you want to do is then create sticky customers. Okay, well, this is the term that I use anyway, a lot of the time, is how to build sticky customers. Customers that just can't seem to get rid of you, all right? Customers that can't seem to forget about you, all right? You're going to become that clingy ex. How do I become that, right? So what you'll need to do is you need to target market them, all right? So through marketing strategies, which we'll discuss in a different video coming up, what we want to do is, how do I get that customer to come back to me? All right? Because you've already fulfilling an emotional need and an actual need of the customer, that should be enough to get them come back through the door, but it might not be enough for them to get purchasing or for them to end up purchasing something from your store. All right, so how do I get them to purchase things? How do I get them sticky customers? Well, it's as simple as for coffee shops and to traditional means, it's very easy. Loyalty cards, giving that tailored service to them and making them feel a special and a part of the team. Like, I love going to a restaurant where they go, oh, the usual, and I go, yeah, the usual. Or I love going to a restaurant or a coffee shop where they know my name, right? That is that's how you sort of create that sticky customers and fulfilling that emotional need and that actual need. For online businesses, it's a bit harder to build that emotional connection. It's not as easy as face-to-face interactions, but once you have built that actual need and the emotional need, in order to create the sticky customers, get them on your email trails. All right, add them to your email pools and send them emails with special offers just for that customer, or special offers for selected customers. Like, hey, you purchased this, 3-4 weeks ago. Would you be interested in this? We're only offering this to customers who have purchased things from us before, and it's only for you, right? Make them feel special that way. By doing that, you're creating those sticky customers, and they will constantly keep coming back to you, right? Now, it's not about harassing the consumer base. It's more about going, hey, we exist, all right? That is what you want to do. So they consecutively, whenever they think about products that you offer out there in the market, the first thing they think of is, yep, this person has it. I'm going to go to that person, right? So similar to Amazon, right? Right now, honestly, if I need anything, the first thing that comes to mind, go check Amazon first. After Amazon, okay, eBay probably has it. If Amazon doesn't have it, eBay will have it, right? It's because that is the thing that we want to create in the consumer mindset, is that when they think of a product that you sell, that they should think about you first. That's why that, tailored or that targeting marketing comes into play, all right? Which we'll talk in a different video. All right, and I think that's enough information for now, guys. Thank you so much for staying with me. As always, please subscribe. Subscribe really does help me. It's just because it makes me feel that the information I'm giving is worthwhile giving. So please please subscribe, and please tell me in the comments what you think about this video. Is there anything I can improve on? Anything I don't improve on? And yeah, as always, I'm gonna leave you with the quote: make your future self proud of who you are.